G'day guys, welcome to my RxWise V2 video. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about NRL Round 19 recap for 2019 guys. So let's get started. So this first game of this round we saw the Sharks up against the Cowboys. This game had a lot of potential. The Sharks, they were playing really well. I cannot believe that Matt Moylan wasn't in that side. I just cannot believe that squad was just so tight, only because the Cowboys, they didn't have a lot of potential, which that means that they didn't have that squad in the team. But a lot of changes got into the Cowboys side with, I think Michael Morgan was playing, or I'm not too sure if he was. If you guys think that Michael Morgan played, let me know in the comments if you did. But I'm not too sure if he did. But this scoreline was 16 points to 14, and I did go for the Sharks here by 6 points, and they obviously won by 2. But this game had a lot of fight, because the Cowboys, they put in a lot of fight too, but they obviously didn't make that cut, because obviously they have lost that game, and they only lost by 2 points. But that game was just a fight, an absolute great win for the Sharks, and obviously for their home game. But yeah, this one was an absolute great game of football. Thursday night was just an absolute average game, but what a night it was. But I am here at the, obviously outside, where it's obviously raining a bit. But yeah, I do apologise if it's not, there's no sound or anything like that. It's just because I am out in the wet weather, and I am out in the outside area where it's overcast and it's a little bit raining. So yeah, just to give you guys a little bit of update. But yeah, anyway, let's talk about it. But the Cowboys, they obviously played an absolute great game of football, but they didn't win. I know for a fact they have made a lot of changes just because Michael Morgan isn't or didn't play. But you obviously got like Nene McDonald out for the season, where you got Jordan Kahu, where he's out on injury, I think. But yeah, I think this one had a lot of potential. But I got to give this one to Jake Granville. He plays a lot of football, and he is a great player. But I do think that Jake Clifford is a great player too. But sometimes he just gets a lot of running meters and a lot of try assists. But yeah, what can you do really? But this game had that potential, and this one was an absolute great win for the Cronulla Sharks. But I do think that Josh Dugan is not a great fullback, but yeah, what can you do really? But I just think he's just probably like a centre, or like a 5'8", really, but I don't think he's a great fullback side. But I do think that Matt Moylan is a great fullback side, because he has that potential of getting the tries and getting try assists, and also the running meters and getting up to that field position. But yeah, what can you do really? But this one was a great game, and yeah, I do respect for the Cowboys and the Sharks, but this game was an average game of football. The next game of this round sees the Knights up against the West Tigers. This one had a lot of great moments. I did think that that Benji Marshall had his great game, but he obviously didn't. But I cannot believe that this one was 26 points to 28, with 2 points in the West Tigers scoreline, and they did win. But I obviously tipped the Knights here by 18 points. But I gotta say, Kalen Ponga's dangerous tackle wasn't a dangerous tackle. This one was just an absolute shocking discovery of Kalen Ponga's tackle on Michael Cheekham wasn't a dangerous tackle. It was just an accident where Ricky Stewart mentioned about it. I do like Ricky Stewart. He's a great coach. But what he said was Kalen Ponga's dangerous high contact charge wasn't a charge or anything like that. It was just a tackle where he got into the wrong position and obviously took Michael Cheekham out. But he didn't. The ref shouldn't have sent to the sin bin. Where that one's just, it was just wrong. You could just give him like a report or something like that, but that one was just so wrong of how the ref gave him a send off. But yeah, I just think that game was just a bit no, because I think that Kalen Ponga's tackle wasn't a dangerous contact tackle. I didn't think it was, but it wasn't, because I just think that going into that wrong position where Michael Cheekham was obviously got cold, hit up cold, I didn't think that he was going to play on still, but he obviously got knocked out. But Kalen Ponga shouldn't have gone in the sin bin already, because that was just overrated. But I didn't think that this game was just an absolute brutal of a game, but it did have that respect for Robbie Farah's 300 game. But yeah, what can you do really? But yeah, this game was an absolute great game, and the magpie just flew near me. But this game was an absolute great game. But Kalen Ponga's tackle wasn't a dangerous contact tackle. It was just a tackle where he got in the wrong position, and yeah, he obviously got Michael Cheekham knocked out. But it was an accident. It wasn't a elbow to the chest. That was just wrong. But just a silly play where Kalen Ponga obviously got into that wrong position. But yeah, it was just a tackle. It wasn't a dangerous tackle. But yeah, it was just that. But yeah, it was just an average game. I did go for the Knights here by 18 points, and they obviously lost by 2. And yeah, this game was just probably one of the brutal games of it. But yeah, it's just a fighter to see Robbie Farah's 300 game going to a win by 2 points. The next game of this round sees the Rabbits up against the Dragons. Now, this game was an absolute great game, but I know this one was played last week, so I am saying this last week's round. But yeah, this game was an absolute great game of football. But I did tip the Dragons here by 12 points, and they obviously lost by 4. But yeah, this one was an absolute fighter of a match. But I do think that I have a lot of things that make it in the news that like Ben Hunt isn't playing his really good game. But I did think that this one was just an absolute great game though. But Adam Reynolds just didn't play his good game, because he obviously kicked it and obviously missed a couple of goals. But I do think that this game had that potential, had a fight, had a win, but they obviously won by 4 points. And the Rabbitohs, coming in for that final second, they obviously scored a try by Campbell Graham. Well done to him. And I did think that play was an absolute insane play. I did think that the Rabbitohs were going to come back and get a win, and they obviously did by 4, and well done to the Rabbitohs. I just think that the Dragons were going to get a win here, and I said, well, that's it, the Dragons were going to get a win here. But for a split second, that the Rabbitohs were going to get this win by 4 points, and they obviously did. Congratulations to Campbell Graham for obviously getting that try to make that win by 4, and they obviously won that game, and the Rabbitohs were obviously proud of him. But I did think that Wayne Bennett had that smile on his face where he just obviously made silly good plays, and I just think that they made so many non-errors. But yeah, what a great game of football, and this one was an absolute splendor of a game. But well done to the Dragons here, and I obviously went for the Dragons by 12 points, but they obviously lost by 4, and well done to the Rabbitohs here. The next game of this round sees the Eels up against the Warriors. This game was just not right. I just think that had a lot of potential in this win. Sees that this game was just absolute cracker of a match, but I didn't think that the Warriors, they didn't put a lot of fight in, but we obviously won by 2 points. It was 24 to 22, but unfortunately the referees are dropped because they obviously got sacked after that game. But I reckon this game was an absolute crucial match. But I did see that, I did heard that Isaac Luke obviously got that sin bin, where this game was absolute, just probably what you can say, not a really good game, but like it was putting up a fight with Mitchell Moses obviously getting that try assist, and obviously Clint Gutherson coming after it, and obviously scoring that try, which that means which that means it was a splinter of a try, but it was a great try to seal the deal, and that means that over there in Bankwest Stadium where we usually play, we saw this game was just not right, but where the Warriors think that they've got robbed, they didn't get robbed, they just try their heart out, and yeah, the Warriors didn't get robbed, so I don't know why the Warriors fans are just so nasty to our fans. It's just not right. It's just unacceptable to see that game though was just whinging, but 24 to 22. I did pick the Eels here. I think by 6 points, I imagine, but I'm not sure either high or low. But I'm not too sure about that. But this game was an absolute splendor of a game though. But seeing the Eels win, my team and my club, and also the Warriors, my country, I did not think that this game was an absolute splendor of a game, but it was a hard match. But I was thinking that the Warriors were gonna get another try by Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, but he didn't, because he obviously made that forward pass and obviously didn't get that try. So yeah, it was just a hard game and just the right call to make for the Roger Tuivasa-Sheck forward pass to make that a splendor of a match, to make it 24-22, to make it our club to get a win. But this game was a hard game, but to make it that game, I wasn't there, unfortunately, because I was doing something. But anyway, that game was an absolute splendor of a game, and that game was just an awesome game though. But supporting the Beanies for Brain Cancer around was just an absolute splendor kind of matches. But to support this beanie, you can buy a beanie if you want, but it is the Mark Hughes Foundation for a great cause. To make it that one, you have to go to online or make it into the ground and obviously get it yourself, which it is $25 for this beanie, or for the ladies' beanies. But yeah, but also, what a great game it was. This game was an absolute great game, and yeah, obviously it was the right call to make the Isaac Luke getting the sin bin, because he obviously did deserve that. But obviously for our call, it was the right call to make. The next game of that round sees the Titans up against the Broncos. This game was just a simple game, but I know for a fact that Titans, they are struggling a bit, but they have found their coach. I have got the breaking news that Justin Holbrook, I think, will be coach. I'm not too sure, but I will double check that as soon as possible. But yeah, to give you guys that news, it is Justin Holbrook that will make that confirmed stage, and he will coach for the Titans. He has coached the St. Helens, but he's going to coach for the Gold Coast Titans. They were going to get Kevin Walters, but he is coaching the Queensland side, so yeah, here is just a bit hard to make. But yeah, I was just thinking 34-12, simple game of football. What a great match to see the Broncos getting a couple of tries there, here and there. Whereas the Gold Coast Titans made a couple of tries where they only made 2. But I did pick the Broncos here by 14 points, and they obviously won that match where this game was just a splendor of a match. I did think that the Broncos were going to get this win, and they obviously did. Well done to the Broncos. They absolutely killed it, and they obviously beaten the Gold Coast Titans. They are struggling a bit. The Gold Coast Titans need to aim up their game, but with their coach coming into their side, they obviously will change this form, and they need to, because they obviously are struggling and they are falling apart here because they are in the wooden spoon area, which means that they are on a 16 predicted side. But I did think that this game was just a hard game, but Broncos, they just turned up and they came here with the fight. But yeah, I obviously tipped the Broncos here by 14, and they did win that game. Well done to the Broncos, and yeah, that was just a splendor of a match. Tony Staggs, you're an absolute great player to make a couple of tries. I did think that this game was just a splendor of a match, and well done to the Broncos, and also Tony Staggs, well done to him too, and obviously Corey Oates for making that intercept to make that try with AJ Brinson trying to catch him, but he obviously didn't. But yeah, what a great try that was for Corey Oates. He always scores in the wing, and he always does, so that's why I back him all the time. And yeah, that one was a splendor of a match. Well done to the Broncos, but unfortunately I can't pick the Titans. They just are falling apart, and they just need to get some points here, and they just need to get a couple of wins. So yeah, I did pick the Broncos here by 14, but unfortunately I do feel sorry for the Gold Coast Titans here. But yeah, it was just a splendor of a match. The next game of that round sees the Melbourne Storm going up against the Manly Seagulls. Okay, now this one was an absolute important game where these two hate each other, and they obviously made it their debut, and obviously made it to their great game. But unfortunately for the Melbourne Storm, you guys are an absolute splendor of a team, and I do pick you all the time, but sometimes, which I do, I think that the Melbourne Storm are a splendor top team of the squad, and they are. But unfortunately, I do have to say this, they've lost only by 1 point, which Daly Cherry Evans only kicked that field goal to make it 11 points to 10. But Jake Trbojevic, I cannot believe that tumbling over high tackle was a dangerous tackle, and he needs to just not do that, because it's not right, and you're going to get people hurt. But literally, that one was just an absolute great game. But I did tip the Melbourne Storm here by 10 points, and they obviously win that game. But what can you do, really? But unfortunately, I do have to say this, Jake Trbojevic, you need to aim up your game, because don't do the dangerous contact tackle. It was just not right. It was just unacceptable. But literally, I did tip the Melbourne Storm, and they obviously played their great game, but unfortunately they did only lost here, but they only lose a couple of games. But I do think that having this lot of potential, guys, you guys are an absolute top team, and so are the Manly Seagulls. But for Daly Cherry Evans, the splendouring of that game was an absolute fighter and was a great game. But Daly Cherry Evans to kick that field goal was an absolute surprising moment and was an absolute surprising game of football, and it obviously was. So well done to Daly Cherry Evans. And yeah, that game was just a tight match, and it was an important game to watch, and it was a great game of football. The next game of that round sees the Bulldogs taken up against the Roosters. This game was just a boring game. I did go there to watch it. It was just so boring. Was not too many of any crowds, but well done to the Sydney Roosters, because I knew for a fact that the Sydney Roosters will get this win. But seeing Luke Keary, seeing James Tedesco, seeing Victor Radley, they have so many potentials, and obviously getting a couple of try assists, which obviously Victor Radley obviously did, and made James Tedesco scoring that try to make it that great game of football. And this one was just an absolute cracking game of football, but it was just so boring to watch. But this one was just really average game, but it was just so boring. But I did tip the Roosters here by 10 points, and they obviously won here 20 points to 12. But really, well done to the Sydney Roosters here. But literally, well done to also the Bulldogs, which they have tried their heart out, but they obviously didn't. But obviously, Dylan Watene-Selesniak did not make a couple of tries here, which he obviously doesn't do really. But I did think for a fact that James Tedesco was going to score a try, and he obviously did. But well done to Victor Radley. They made the try assist to make it James Tedesco scoring the try. And yeah, what a great game to watch. But obviously, what a great game of football that was. Well done to so many attacks. But obviously, I was there at ANZ Stadium. If you watch my vlog, I have filmed it. If you want to check it out, it is on my vlog, and it was on YouTube. But yeah, well done to the Roosters here that make it so many points. But this game was just an absolute splendor of a game, and it was just an absolute well done match. 20 points to 12. That game was just unmarkable, but it was just so boring to watch, with not many fans there, but Sydney Roosters, but they were sitting all the way at the back of that grandstand. But yeah, what can you do really? But yeah, seeing that game was just boring, and obviously, if I go and see it again, I'm just gonna say, what's the point of seeing a game if it's obviously going to be so boring to watch? Last but not least, sees the Panthers going up against the Raiders here. This game was just so unmarkable. 30 points to 18 this game was. Sorry for that. Excuse me. But this game was an absolute splendor of a game. But seeing the Panthers, they just played their heart out, with Brian Toho scoring one try and obviously making his couple of tries unmarkable. But well done to him, and he obviously does make finishes brilliant and remarkable. But well done to obviously the Raiders. Ricky Stewart would have been so happy to see 30 points to 18. This scoreboard was just so unmarkable. But well done to that score. But well done to that scoreline. I was going to say well done to Ricky Stewart, by the way, because he obviously does make so many things happen, but he doesn't make mistakes. But anyway, I did tip the Raiders here by 14 points, and they obviously won here by so many points. This game was just unmarkable and was just so happy. But obviously, Regan Campbell-Gillard, that tackle was just not unacceptable. But yeah, what can I say really? Ivan Cleary would have been just not happy at all. But obviously, James Maloney leaving that side, which I think that I do have some breaking news also too. I do think that this game was just an absolute great game, but unfortunately, I do think that Regan Campbell-Gillard will come to the Parramatta Eels, which I heard, but it is his decision, but I don't think he will. He probably will go to the Dragons or probably will go to somewhere else, but I did think that this game, though, was just unmarkable and was a great game. But, excuse me, I did think that, what a great game that was. Unmarkable game, but yeah, what a great win to see this game going into that markable position. But well done to the Raiders and Panthers to make this tries go splendouring crazy. But well done to that one. And yeah, I did tip the Raiders here by 14, and they obviously won by so many points. Thanks guys for watching my video, guys. Stay tuned for more, and I will be doing round 20 predictions coming up soon, and I will be doing so many other things too, which means the videos will be coming up very shortly, and I will be doing so many other videos too, but I will be doing heaps of them. But yeah, I just think so many games was just so remarkable. But yeah, thanks guys for watching my video, guys. Stay tuned for more. Until then, take care.
Take care.